This is a tutorial to show you how to do shooting in GameMaker. First thing to say is if you want to do multi-directional shooting, you've got a character moving in 4 directions and you want to shoot in each direction he's facing, that's a bit more difficult. You need to talk to your teacher about that one. So the other thing to say before we start is that I've already got a basic game set up, which I'm just going to run to show you what I've got. And if it runs, what you should see, there we go, we've got just some simple bad guys moving at the top and the player spaceship at the bottom. So before you can really do anything, you need to make sure you've got a player that can move, and an object for a bad guy, an object for a bullet, and obviously some scenery. So let's get on with the shooting. The first thing we need to do then is to program our bullet or our missile or whatever it is that we're using to shoot. Now I've just got a very simple object here called missile, and all I'm going to do is set it up so that it will move. So I add an event, a create event, add my action, which is going to be that the missile is simply going to move up the screen, and I'm going to make it move quite fast, give it a speed of 10. So that goes with my create event. So as soon as the object appears, it moves up the screen. Okay. Now what I want to be able to do is make my player fire that missile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my player ship object, and you can see I've already got some events here for colliding with a wall and moving, but I'm going to add an event now to fire my missile. So I'm going to click add event, keyboard, and I'm going to use space as my fire key. And what I want to happen is that when I fire, I want to create on screen the missile object that we just made over there, and I want it to appear just next to my player. So I go to main, and I'm going to use an action called create instance. Okay, and it's going to create a missile, and what I want to do is make it so it applies to itself. So this will apply to the ship. The object it's going to create is a missile, and I want to click relative so that it appears next to my player. So if I click OK, run that, let's see what that does. So there we go, I've got objects firing, and you can see a problem I've got at the moment. There are no collisions and it goes straight through the wall. So I'm just going to add some events now to my missile. So first thing I'm going to do is add a collision event. Okay, so that if it collides with a wall, then what I want it to do is to destroy itself, so it won't pass through the wall. Okay. Now the second set of events I want to do need to apply to the robot. So this time this is the event, by the way, for making more checking that the robot collides with the wall. What it's going to do this time is simply have another event to say if it collides with the missile, what do we want to happen? Well, what we want to happen is two things. We want the robot to disappear because it's been shot, so we destroy instance self, and we also want the bullet to disappear. So I do destroy instance, I apply this to the missile object. Let's run that. And you can see it works perfectly. So that is how to create simple shooting in GameMaker. Good luck when you try it yourself.